Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Tanaya and I was traveling full-time in my Chevy Express turned camper van with my kitties, but I'm quite sure most of you clicked on this video because of the title and you want to know what the heck is going on and why I sold the van and everything like that. So this video is just basically gonna be me talking and explaining everything and letting you guys know the direction of my future travels. So a lot of you may know, well, especially people that know me on a personal level, that I am very in tune with my body and I do things just based off of intuition. So I eat intuitively, I spend my days intuitively, I transition to different points in my life intuitively. So selling the van was actually just an intuitive decision I made because my body was ready to move on to the next chapter. And the way I knew that is just because of the stress I was feeling, and I was kind of trapping myself in the van a lot too, and just using it as not only a safe space, but it also became my depression box in a way. And I just knew that I want to do so many avenues with my traveling, and I knew that it was time for me to move on from that. The last video you guys saw me, I traveled from Virginia to Arizona to go to Van Life Pride. And then after that, I actually went all the way up the coast of California, which I took a vlog when I did that, but there's so much footage that that video would probably be like 3 hours long. So I am gonna edit that and still post it because I did really enjoy California. I am itching and dying to get back there, and I will one day. But yeah, so I do have footage of that and I'm excited to show you guys. But the main reason that I went to California was because I found a seasonal job, but when I got to the job, it just wasn't what it said on the job site, the job description. It was completely off. The pictures of the site looked way different than what the job was in person, and I was just being asked to do stuff that I was not comfortable with. So I trusted my gut, and 2 days into being at the job, I decided, you know what, let me just move on. And from there, I just kept exploring the coast of California. And I mean, I could have taken that energy and been upset because I did drive 12 hours to get to that job, and I was so excited, and I was like, you know what, this is gonna be my job from now until October, and I have this whole plan laid out, and I'm just gonna save money and then do this and that. And you know, sometimes you just have to pivot and your plans don't work out, and that's fine, because the bright side of me driving up the coast was that I finally got to see Northern California, which I've been dying to see. So I kind of just told myself, okay, the job didn't work out, but you still drove up the coast. Like, there's a reason you still drove all the way up here. This job pushed you to drive up here. So I don't regret it. I don't feel bad or sorry for myself. I honestly didn't pout. I didn't cry. I just moved on and I continued to explore the coast of California. So after that, I sat with myself, I thought, I reflected. I visited about maybe 5 or 6 beaches in California. That'll be my vlog too. And I intuitively traveled to the beaches. I didn't have any type of plan. I woke up every day, looked up a beach, went to the beach. And the beach is my happy place where I have time to sit and reflect. So I sat with myself and I thought about all of the future travel plans I have laid out. And I was like, you know what? This would be the perfect time to pivot. I saw what I saw in California. I'm done with that. And this would be the perfect time to transition, especially with the summertime coming up. It would be too hot to live in the van unless I went somewhere super cold. And I knew that before my next transition, I wanted to take the time to spend with friends and family. So with that being said, I'm going international. My next plans are going to be out of the US. That is right, I'm leaving the US and I'm going to go on an international journey, which will also be intuitive. I will tell you guys, I do want to start in Bali. I know I want to stay in Bali for at least a month and explore out there. But outside of that, I am not going to give myself a permanent plan for anything. I'm not going to set out an entire map. I just don't believe in planning stuff to a certain extent, because then when it goes wrong, then you get upset. And you have to know how to be flexible in life, which I think is my favorite trait about myself. I know how to pivot and be flexible. So yes, I will be going international, but I'm pretty sure you guys can see, since I'm not in my van, I'm in a whole different vehicle. and I bought myself a Jeep. I'll have to give you guys a tour. The back space is actually really big. I was using this to hold up my phone. But I bought myself a Jeep, and I will actually be turning this Jeep into a camper because in between going international, I still have some places in the US I want to visit, but I also wanted a car that could be my daily driver while I'm still here. So it'll be my daily driver / camper, and I'll be sure to post footage of how I transform this back and forth from a camper to a daily driver. But yes, I sold the van to a friend that she is definitely going to take the van on so many adventures. So I'm excited that the van will be put to good use. Last summer, I kind of just parked it in front of my mom's house, and I would use it as my daily driver to and from work. But it kind of felt like I was driving a tank. Like it wasted so much gas driving around the city. I couldn't barely fit into parking spots. I felt like I couldn't go where I wanted to go with certain places, so I would Uber a lot. It just wasn't being put to good use. So I figured I would pass it on to one of my besties who will be taking it on adventures, and she loves music festivals and so much stuff. Like I'm excited that it'll be put to use and not sit around. And I'm also excited about my Jeep. It has been my dream to get a Jeep since I was probably like, I don't even know how young, but I'm excited that I got my Jeep. I'm excited for all of the space that it has. It's honestly better than I expected. And I found it on Facebook Marketplace. And if you guys know, I also found my van on Facebook Marketplace. So far, Facebook Marketplace and vehicles and me, yeah, we're pretty tight. So yes, that is my plan. While in the US, I will be camping, and then I will be going international. And I will be kind of doing this back and forth seesaw because I cannot bring Zyla with me. Unfortunately, I'll be doing too much hopping around. I do plan to backpack, so I'm bringing as minimal stuff as possible. Bali and Southeast Asia in general have a lot of rules around pets. I'd be spending so much money and getting so many shots and records and just extra stuff and putting that extra stress on her that I just don't want to do. So she'll be staying with my mom, and I will be back and forth. So I think right now the plan, which obviously it could change, is to go to Bali for a month and then come back here and spend time with Zyla and then choose my next destination. But also, if you know me and you know how my intuition-based travel works, then you know I could get to Bali and be like, you know what, this is it. I'm gonna buy a house out here, and Zyla and I ship Zyla out to me, and we're just staying here. That could be a possibility. So not setting any solid plans, but yeah, that's just my explanation for everything. But before I go, I just want to say I always live life by this one quote, and the quote is, always do what makes you feel most alive. So I know in past jobs or my past routines or when I lived in an apartment, I was just very depressed and I was living on survival mode. And I just always felt like I was dead inside, like I didn't feel alive. So now every day I'm working towards things that make me feel alive. So since I wasn't really vibing with the van anymore, and I know that international travel is what makes me feel alive, I already know from vacations. Every time I go on a vacation, it's just so thrilling. And then when I get back to the States, I'm just kind of gloomy again. But every day I strive to do stuff that makes me feel most alive. So yes, always do what makes you feel most alive. And also don't let your life be a collection of missed opportunities. Jump into whatever you want to do. And if it works out the way you planned it, that's great. And if it doesn't, you pivot onto something new, and that's pretty much it. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope that you continue to keep up with my journey because I will be doing a lot. And in my next video, I will show you guys my camper. I haven't been putting up long form YouTube videos because I've been focused on YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and TikToks. So I think that's what makes me happy at this point. Again, I do YouTube to make myself happy and for myself, and also to inspire others. But if something's not making me happy anymore, then I move on. And right now, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts are what is making me happy. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.